I've reviewed a whole bunch of Pixel lightsabers already. We've looked at SNPixel V3, SNPixel V4, XenoPixel V2, YDD Saber has their own Pixel version. There's that Sandman Fist Pixel, which is still a bit of a mystery as to what that is. And now we're going to be looking at something called T-Pixel. This is another budget Pixel core from AliExpress, and I'm going to show you, and you tell me if you think it's worth it. Let's go. Hello once again to all my Jedi and Sith companions. I'm your host, the Frugal Jedi, and welcome to another unboxing and review of a lightsaber. And this time we are looking at something called T-Pixel. I ordered this particular model from a store on AliExpress, and that store is called ANTSABER. And I'll put a link in the description that could take you to the store, and I'll also put a link directly to the product. The price of this saber is $179.06 US, and that includes free shipping. The shipping was around 3 weeks. But the way they ship their product is they ship the hilt in one package that's all bubble wrapped, and then they ship the blade in a separate package, which is a long tube, and you'll see that during the unboxing. T-Pixel has 26 sound fonts, and that's all it really says in the description. It really doesn't say a whole lot other than what's included in the package. So let's find out if it has sensitive smooth swing, blaster, flash on clash, and all that stuff that we expect to see on a Pixel lightsaber.
I don't know. I have a bad feeling about this.
So I'm going to point the camera down at the table and we'll start unboxing it. The hilt arrived in a bag, and inside that bag was a lot of bubble wrap and your accessories, your charging cable, Allen key, screws, and a wrap for the hilt. And then inside the bubble wrap, more foam protection. So, well packaged. I do prefer it when they ship everything together, but c'est la vie. And I'll just pull out that and show you the hilt. So the hilt has this weathered look to it. It's kind of neat. It has almost like an iridescent blue in there. And I'll just get this blade out. So they added extra foam on the end. On both ends, actually, they added extra foam. There's no clear cellophane wrap on the blade itself, which I would have liked to see, because it looks like they taped and they put tape directly on the blade, which means I'm going to have to use rubbing alcohol to get off that residue. Not the smartest way to ship the blade. Okay, well, I'm going to work on getting rid of all that glue. So I have some rubbing alcohol, and I'm just trying to get all that residue off of the blade. Oh, I'm not happy that I have to be doing this. Come on. Coming off, it's just taking a while. Well, I am going to be sending a link to the seller, showing them this part of it especially, so that they don't make this same mistake twice if they're going to be shipping out blades like that. Alright, I think I finally got it all off. So I have the saber in standby mode, and the first thing I notice is that there is no light around the power button. The only time the light comes on is when you're charging it. It's a it's a white ring, and it's kind of upsetting because I like having a light when I hold down the power button to see how many blinks rather than counting in my head. So while in standby mode, we can cycle through your sound fonts.
Rey Skywalker.
The dark side, your
And I'm using gesture controls and holding the button at the same time.
Approves of him, and your sister.
Check it out, Corporal.
While in standby mode, you can also adjust the volume. It's a little different. You have to hold the button and tap the hilt. And then by pressing the button, you can adjust the volume. And then to exit volume mode, you hold the button and then tap the hilt again. Very similar to Profi, but not even close in terms of what Profi can do versus this one.
Tell me, is this training?
My training? No. Always training. The universe is.
All right, let's try out Luke Skywalker's. So it has sensitive smooth swing. I have blaster and lockup. Flash on clash, of course. I do have a melt function, which is cool. Do I have drag? Let's find out. If I do have drag, it's not lighting up the tip. I would have to test it with a longer blade to see if it does do the drag effect.
I'm the one you're after. Bring your army. I'm ready.
Long has it been since I fought with a student?
I'll try not to disappoint you. Master Yoda, I'm glad you're here.
Only because I am needed.
So there's some force effects. Okay, so to switch colors of the blade, have it tilted down, hold down the button, and then flick your wrist, and you'll hear a tone. And this is very Profi-like. And you can just turn the blade around in circles. It's really cool, and you can pick your own color. Okay, so let's go back to, let's do something different than green. So this orangey color. And then to lock in that color, I'm going to hold the button down, and it locks it in.
Luke Skywalker.
So here's another Luke Skywalker sound font. And it's just blaster blade. Now you're probably thinking, well, how come I just don't change it to steady or pulse? Guess what? You cannot. And you're thinking,
No. It's not true. That's impossible.
well, let me tell you, I tried everything. The config file, there is no config file. The micro SD card is just the folders with the sound fonts, and that's it. They programmed this and locked in every setting.
Lord Vader.
The only thing you can change is the color. That's easy. Well, easy-ish. Okay, so there's red. But in terms of your ignition, blade style, you can't do anything like that. It's as if they took this saber and it's permanently stuck on demo mode, and you can't switch it to home mode or whatever. So yeah, I wasn't happy when I found out about that. So with the micro SD card, can you add more sound fonts? No. So what can you do with the micro SD card? Nothing. With all that being said, I'm not even going to bother demonstrating this particular saber. When I do a demonstration, it's to show you something that I feel you should buy for sure, or you should avoid for sure. This particular lightsaber is neither really good, nor is it really bad. It's just that I'm indifferent. I can't honestly recommend anyone to buy this particular core T-Pixel lightsaber. So let's just go straight to final thoughts. My final thoughts on this T-Pixel lightsaber from the ANTSABER store. Value for money, it's not really worth it when you think about it. $179 US for a Pixel lightsaber is okay if you were able to actually do the things that most other Pixel lightsabers can do. This one, you're stuck with what it is and you can't change anything, and I'm just not happy with it. Value for money, I'm giving it a 1 out of 5. Next category is design. The hilt is nice. It has a cool paint job on it to give it a weathered look to it. Cool little cutout where the emitter is. Really easy to access the micro SD card until you realize that there's no point, since you can't really do anything with the micro SD card. So for design, I'm going to be giving it a 3.5 out of 5. Next up is features. It does have 26 sound fonts. It does have a bunch of cool effects built in, like gradient and rainbow and blaster blade and all that stuff, and different preons. Again, this is really cool if you just want to have it for someone to play with at a store, like a demo mode. But if taking it home and not being able to do anything customizing it is just bad. Features, I'm giving it 2 out of 5. Last category is quality. It was shipped very well, except for the fact that they put tape right on the blade at the top and the bottom, and it left residue, and I was there with my rag and some rubbing alcohol getting rid of it. So that was just a stupid thing to do. Quality of the sound is good, bass speaker is good. It's aluminum. I mean, quality I don't really have an issue with. So for quality, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. We'll take those 4 scores and add them up, find the average, and I'm going to round it out, and it's going to be right where it belongs, actually, right in the middle. Like I said, it's not horrible, but it's not great. So this T-Pixel lightsaber by ANTSABER is getting a 2.5 out of 5. Something I really can't recommend getting. If you want one, I can obviously suggest much better ones to get, but I mean, maybe you just really like this idea of having a little sampler of everything. Well, that wraps up another review, and if you did find it helpful, as always, don't forget to click on that like button, hit subscribe, and tap the bell. Thank you all for watching. I have been your host, the Frugal Jedi. May the Force be with you.